Hello, my name is Jack Barnett, and today I will be presenting to you the meaning and importance behind the term controlling a schedule and how it affects our everyday lives in an engineering context. Throughout engineering, time management issues are always a constant reminder that a project must be completed on time to ensure the positive feedback of the client, stakeholder, which may include the local councils, the government, and in most cases, the public. Being on time with a project and being able to deliver when you say you will deliver creates expectations and deadlines, allowing for other elements of overall project to base the completion assumptions off of this. If a project is not presented in the time specified of previously stated, this will create an issue and disrupt all other work included with that project. To avoid issues like these in professional workplace, a team called Controlling Schedule has been set into place. The basic premise of this concept, in a few words, is when a project does reach an issue that threatens the rest of the project, bound to create a ripple effect, this process will eliminate that impending threat and continue with the project, ultimately not affecting the end outcome. In effect, this process works as a positive time management technique. There are three parts to a control schedule, and all begin with the initial step, the inputs. This process is overviewed by a project manager as its goal is to present a project on time with successful and profitable results. Firstly, the project manager must be able to identify and determine where along they are in the project timeline. This is done by reviewing and defining group Gantt charts, Foursquare charts, and meeting minutes. With these documents, a project manager can determine the progress of a project and interpret if there are any upcoming issues. These issues may be determined as negative developments. The second step during control schedule is once after inputs have been identified, the tools and techniques section comes into play. In this section, the project manager must simply review what they have to offer. Once these issues or negative developments have been identified, a project manager must allow through with a plan to create an alternative path to reach the project goal with minimal loss. To complete this section, a vast array of options must be put on the table. These potential options are chosen as they provide the outcome of the project reaching its original completion date via an alternative route as opposed to the negative development made in the prior project. The choice must be made on several different criteria, such as which will be most profitable, speed up the process quicker, or what fits into the standards set by the client. Also, during this process, each outcome must be determined for each option to determine what may happen and how it will affect the rest of the project. The last and final step of control scheduling is known as the output section. Here, in this section, after the proposed alteration has been made to ensure continual progress, all of the official documents, reports must be updated to inform the rest of the team and/or company of the approved changes. This is also useful when showing to the client board of directors if called upon, as they may not approve of the ethic work towards the particular issue, but by showcasing the documentation and the reasoning, they will potentially find it acceptable. In these documents, it is helpful to state why a variance has been made to the project and the other lessons learned from the problem resolution from the project. This process is used all over the world in several different countries. It is a professional way to successfully alter a project and reach a deadline on time. I myself have used this exact same process during the term of engineering, as it did prove to be useful when faced with a major problem in a project. The issue was present in a discipline-specific bridge, in which calculations had to be determined to determine the structural pieces made bend and buckle once the particular forces when the testing would begin. This was our input stage. We had determined what our problem was. Now we needed to find an alternative route to get the bridge completed before the due date of testing. Entering stage two, the tools and techniques section, we viewed what options we had available, how we were going to use this to our advantage, and the what-if situation played on the table. By working every Thursday, we would not be able to complete the bridge on time. So by proposing to join an earlier workshop, we determined that we would be able to complete the bridge on time. Finishing with stage 3, the outputs. We had chosen to cut new pieces in an early workshop and have them approved by drawings on professional drawings such as Inventor and submitting them to the workshop staff. With these official drawings completed, after updating the appropriate documentation such as our Gantt charts and progress plans, we had successfully completed control scheduling. This was a good example. Professional businesses such as Rio Tinto, Cardno, even John Holland would use this process to appropriate their business work to achieve the most successful outcome. In the end, control and schedule can and is an extremely useful project management process that can ultimately still reward the original paycheck even if there was complications along the way, which is always a good sign. It is easy to use as well as effective in the field, making it the perfect engineering process available when issues do arise to threaten the projects. Thank you for listening today, and I hope that you have understood the meaning of control scheduling.